I probably spend, I'm going to say, on average, 6 or 8 hours a week managing our social media feeds. And the trick for me has been some of the tools that are available to manage social media. And two of them that I like a lot are Hootsuite and a new analytics platform called Sumall. And even Twitter analytics actually is quite good. Facebook analytics I don't like so much, but all of these things are free, so it doesn't hurt to try them. The benefit of Hootsuite is that Hootsuite allows you to do scheduling of tweets and of Facebook posts, and it has a nice feature that's called auto schedule. So Hootsuite knows when you should send things, and it automatically schedules them to be sent at that time. So, and it knows basically where the saturation points are. So it doesn't, for us, I don't know if it varies by account, but for us, it won't schedule more than probably about 4 tweets per day. I can click auto schedule, all day long, and it'll keep adding them to the queue, and then they go into the next day, right? Like, for example, right now, my tweets are scheduled through the end of January. So if I have, a day where I can't get around to it, or I don't feel like it, it's not a big deal because it's all queued up and ready to go. It's also more efficient because when you're looking for content, it's easier to sit down for an hour or two and batch up a whole bunch of things than it is to try and manage these streams in real time. So I like Hootsuite a lot. Sumall and Twitter Analytics have been useful for me to understand how our audience engages with the various types of content that we tweet. And frankly, I use Twitter Analytics to drive my Facebook content. I find Twitter Analytics to be a better tool. So using Twitter Analytics to understand which tweets do people like, which ones do they click on, which ones do they engage in. That's how our Facebook content then is generated. I take the stuff that was juicy on Twitter and then I put it on Facebook. One of the things I've started doing recently, and that literally within the last month, it started with the winter market, is since I'm at the market on market day, I walk around first thing in the morning and I shoot a picture of representative items that people can buy at the market, especially new items. Like if something is there this week that wasn't there last week, or items that are going out of season. For example, like carrots. In a lot of places, carrots are starting to get scarce this time of the year. I'll take pictures of these things and I'll put together a Facebook post with all the pictures. I'll generally attach 5, 6, 7 pictures to the Facebook post and shoot it out first thing in the morning. Our market starts at 9:30, and usually I have that Facebook post out at 9:30 saying, look at all the stuff you can get at the farmer's market today. Target users, we segmented customers into 3 groups. We have super users, and every market has its super users. These are the people who show up 15 minutes before the market opens. You know them by name. They're going to spend 6 times the average amount of money. Our average spend at the market is about $22 per person, and super users easily spend $100, $125, $150 per session. So they're one segment. The other end of the spectrum is kind of your casual user. These are the people that turn out at the peak of the season, when there's strawberries, tomatoes, corn, that kind of thing. You see them, maybe a few times a year if you're lucky, and then they move on. And then there's a group in the middle between the casual user and the super user, is this group that I think of as bubble users. And your bubble users are the people who show up every 3, 4, 5 weeks. You know them by sight, but maybe not by name. They spend more than average, but less than a super user. So a bubble user may spend $50, $60 at the market. but then they disappear for 3 or 4 weeks. The bubble users, interestingly enough, the opportunity there is to convert them more into super users, to get them from coming every 3 or 4 weeks to every 1 or 2 weeks, from spending, 5% of their grocery dollar to spending 50% of their grocery dollar at the farmer's market. And there are two ways, primarily, we think that we can increase this user's stickiness with the market. One is convenience. Okay, this is a group that is frequently not attending the market because they're busy doing other things. So they don't get there early, and this was an interesting bit of feedback. One of the things we heard from that group was they're familiar enough with the farmer's market to know that if they don't get there by 10 a.m., for example, all the good stuff is gone. So they're not going to get figs. In the winter, they might not get eggs. So if they haven't made it there by 10 o'clock in the morning, they're not coming. Okay? So in order to increase the convenience for this group, one of the things that we're thinking about doing is, kind of along the lines of, market concierge program, if you will, or competing with the box services. We'll have a shopper at the market who'll pull together boxes for these folks if they want to pre-order them, that kind of thing. So that's one thing. The second thing that this group wants is programming. This is a group with young children a lot of times, and they want to know that there are things for their kids to do at the market, and or that they can actually leave their kids kind of, supervised, of course, while they do their market shopping. They don't necessarily want to have a toddler in tow for half an hour while they go 10 to 10. But they don't want to leave the toddler at home with somebody either. They don't want to, or they can't. So having programming, especially programming oriented around families and children, is important for this group. So that's one of the things that we're focused on. In terms of the casual user group, I think that's a tougher group, obviously. We've entered into some discussions with folks who put farmers markets online. Their experience has been that online shopping for farmers markets increases sales, and it doesn't cannibalize from either of the existing groups.